Hello, welcome along to Bangkok Chit Chat once again. And before we go any further, I'd just like to say a big thank you on behalf of Andrew and myself to all those who have subscribed. Thanks for doing so. And of course, if you haven't, subscribe, share and like helps us a lot. Today we're talking to freelance journalist and DJ, may I say DJ?
Yeah, occasional
DJ, Robin Westley Martin. And we're going to talk about the Pleonchit Fair. He's involved in that. And if you don't know what the Pleonchit Fair is, you'll find out in a moment. We're also going to talk about it's been cancelled. So what's replacing it? It's a music festival. So we're looking forward to hearing that from you. Plus, well, you've been here for how many years?
32 years now.
Okay, welcome to the show, Robin. Wobbin.
Yeah. Wobbin, okay. I haven't been called Wobbin for a long time.
Wobbin. You know. Yeah. Who's that DJ in England? The one who gets his R's. Oh, never mind. Don't worry about that. Right. Do you want to kick off things or something?
Well, first thing is just to let people know that some of the shows we've had before. Yeah. So we had a show about Pattaya girly bars. Yeah. So that was a previous release, and obviously we've also got the tattoo one which has gone out. So if you haven't subscribed, you haven't seen the channel, have a look. Yeah. And
a special watch out for the tattoo part 2.
Oh yeah,
because there's a bit of a thing that goes on part 1. And that actually we're going to film part 2 after our lovely conversation with Wobbin.
Andy, what's a girly bar? I never missed one of those.
It's a bar with girls in it.
Don't worry, Robin. Your wife's not watching. Okay, so let's talk about Pleonchit Fair cancelled.
Yes.
Yeah.
About 5 weeks ago, I went to a meeting at the office on the corner of Soy 33, Sukhumvit, and unfortunately they made a decision that it couldn't go on this year. And the reason they gave was that too many restrictions that the government had put on for COVID. And also, as you mentioned, I think probably there wouldn't have been that many people there as there usually is.
With kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
I think
move.
it was a good decision,
Yeah. Well, briefly, the history, and quite briefly, it started back in 1956.
1956, this is the 63rd year now. Well, it would have been the 63rd year.
57.
63rd year would have been this year.
Okay. I caught up with it in 1983. That's when I came. And I must admit, I did like the embassy feel with the gardens, because it was a part of the embassy you weren't allowed to go to.
Absolutely,
so it reminded me of the Buckingham
Britain,
Palace garden party was the vibe I got from it, because you got good food, English food, which was not easy to get back in 83. So you had butchers doing sausages, which you couldn't get. And also there was good prices on things and some imported gear and all that. And it was always a day out for the family.
The kids loved it as well. The big Ferris wheel, yeah.
Well, we had when the radio station opened in 86, we had that little plot of grass by the Ferris wheel on the left as you go towards the back lawn, where all the entertainment took place. And I was there. We used to set up the breakfast show 5 o'clock in the morning, satellite link, and we'd run all day the station from there. But my show was actually, the show was run from there. I would introduce the music, give the weather checks, and we'd have somebody running the mixer board back in the station. But after me, we had a DJ in the station and a DJ at the fair, so they only had to interview people.
But what's interesting is the reason it was called Pleonchit Fair, because the embassy was in Pleonchit.
Pleonchit Road.
And it's actually Pleonchit Wireless,
Anyway, it's actually on Pleonchit Road. Wireless Road is next to
Wireless Fair,
the junction, But it's Pleonchit Fair, but now it's moved up to Patana School.
They moved it around.
Still called Pleonchit Fair.
But actually now the place that they have it on mostly now is Patana, because they get the support from Patana. So usually now it's been at Shrewsbury.
That's the one by the river. I remember that was quite nice. It was. I'm not saying the one where it is now. I feel. And you've done a great job, fantastic job, and I'm not knocking the Pleonchit Fair, 70 million baht since 2000, but it lost for me a little bit of that.
Me too. All of us people who've been here a long time, we always want to go back to the embassy, which unfortunately we can't do now. It's been sold. They sold the land. But I was at the first one I helped with was the last one 3 years ago at the embassy. They had a swan song at the embassy. They had it back there 3 years ago, which was a great memories were there.
Back in the early days with the radio, I don't want to keep dwelling on that because I was there, but you know the wife would come down later, the kids, and it was a real good family.
You sat in the grass.
Which is what they're doing now in Patna, but it was just unique. And a big up to John Dean, who's no longer with us, who was the one on the tannoy system.
Okay.
Which is always fighting against my radio station. Because I had the music playing and he had the, with little kiddie so-and-so, we've lost this, something. I go, shh, I'm on air.
Now Andrew Biggs does that now.
Yes, he does. Yes.
So with the Pleonchit Fair, it's cancelled. But the fact is, you give, as you said, 70 million over the past, what, 60
Since about 2000.
An average about 3 million a year, from what I read, is developed through funds, charity funds. And what do they do with the charity funds? Did they have there's lots of charities. How do they select these charities?
Okay, over the years, they've developed their own charities that they want to support, and some of these charities, they rely solely on the money from the Pleonchit Fair. So very luckily, some of those big sponsors, of big donors of the charities, they've decided that they will still give money to the BCTFN this year, even though there won't be a Pleonchit Fair. And they're not going to get any advertising. But that doesn't cover the whole amount of money that the Pleonchit Fair makes. So that's why we're doing the festival, to recover the shortfall that will go back.
So they're also going to be doing other events. I'm not sure.
Actually, they're not going to be doing any other events. This is the only one that I know of so far. The reason they're not doing any other events is because, as you probably know, as soon as one Pleonchit Fair finishes, they're already starting work on the following one. It's a big project for them to do.
But I think what I read was like KIS, the international school, they started selling masks.
The schools are going to be doing something like that. To
build up these funds.
But that's not under the auspices of the BCTFN. That's some private organisation is going to do. To help, like we're doing with the Bangkok Music Festival. So some private organisations are going to be doing that and giving the proceeds of what they're doing to the BCTFN.
I think that's fantastic. So it's called your event is Bangkok.
Bangstock, from Woodstock, obviously.
We're talking about the new thing that's replaced it. So I had to find myself there.
So, and this is going to be
Bangstock Music Festival, 12th of December, 12 o'clock midday till 12 p.m. at night, and there'll be a DJ, which is me, and several other things as well.
No, man, you can't have everything.
You're the music guy. Well,
I've never heard of any of them. I'll know the bands when I see them, because they're the ones that were at Bangkok Patina, right?
Some of them, some new ones.
And there'll be Hello Andy and all that business.
And there'll be Keith Nolan's Cottonmouth.
Yes, I do. Rawhide, Crumble Pie, Dead Chilies, Bangkok Beatles, which we all know, the Grumps, which I think I do know as well. Cottonmouth, as you said, Hasip, 50-50. And Midnight Ramblers are the last band to go on, which begs a question.
Yes.
Midday to midnight.
Yep.
That's a lot of hours. Will people stay for the whole thing, or do you think you're going to get like different audiences as the day goes along?
That is something I've thought about as well. I'm going to be there all day, and I'm expecting.
I'm taking you in water the whole day.
Red wine, but I'll ration it.
The 11 o'clock show's going to be good.
And here's they're coming up. That's the hell with it. Get on.
Band, you can have 1.5 hours. Forget the hour.
Well, that sometimes happens when the other band doesn't arrive. So
about your question. I imagine that there will be some people coming who want to support the people that are in the band that they know. They'll bring their friends with them. I imagine it'll be a rolling group of people throughout the day.
I think you'll have a different crowd in the evening to the morning. Morning. I mean, sorry,
probably in the afternoon as well, mid-afternoon. I think the crowd will change.
$300 to get in.
Yes, which is going to the charity.
Yeah, and it says, like happy hour prices, which we haven't got exactly what they are, but they're pretty flat across the board.
Oh, have you? Well
coming
up on the screen.
Oh, so put it up on the screen. Yeah. So you got happy hour prices, $300 to get in, and the food is food, isn't it? Really, I mean,
So the percentage of the food will be going to the profits, the proceeds from the food and drinks that are sold that day are going to the...
Would you say it's a good place to bring your children? It's not children friendly in a sense, is it, or is it?
Well, actually, there's an outside stage. It's on the deck of the Shenanigans. It's a big outside deck area. We've got a big long stage, and it'll be facing towards the Pat Pong Road.
Oh, hang on, stop. So the concert's outside. The festival's outside or inside? The bands play in or out?
Outside, not inside the building. outside on a deck outside the building. A big long stage.
Okay, I imagine it being inside.
No, it's not inside.
This isn't going to work.
No. It's outside, and people can see from the Patpong Road, from about 60 metres of Patpong Road, which is adjacent to the Shenanigans.
Yeah.
And so people can watch from the road. There'll be a pig roast out there as well.
They're closing the Surawang Road?
No, they're not closing Surawang Road.
Right.
The Shenanigans is on Surawang Road here. There's an entrance here. There's also an entrance in from the Patpong Road area.
Right. Yeah.
And so the Surawang entrance will be for the bands to come in behind the stage.
Right.
And they can dump their stuff there. They'll be watched by the sound guy.
Yeah.
It's the same rig that you use at the Pleonchit Fair.
Different rig. Oh. One of the guys, Les Walsh. Yeah. He's a member of the Dead Chilies, and
Les Walsh I do know. Yeah,
he's one of the organisers of this with myself, and he's arranged a lot. Les has done more than anyone to make this thing go off.
And you're playing like music in between the bands.
I'll be playing music between the bands and announcing what's going on, and Les will be doing a bit of MC as well. And we've also, I do a lot of work in my magazines with comedy and art and music and things. And we've got some comedians who are going to be guest stand-up comedians as well.
In between, yeah?
In between.
Stand-up comedians.
Yeah. Stand-up comedians. Half an hour between each band to get off and the new band to set up. And that will be taken up by me, sometimes as the DJ. Requests accepted, no problem. If I've got it, I'll play it. And in the other time, there'll be stand-up comedians. 2 or 3 stand-up comedians.
As opposed to the sit-down comedian.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I get it. And if you've been to the previous Pleonchit Fair, especially at the Patina, but back in the old day, it was at the MC, it was in the back lawn.
Yep.
And it's the bar, of course, was the one simple bar back in those days.
Yeah.
But if you've been to the Patina, it's the same sort of thing, but I would say it's condensed a little. You're not going to get the same amount of people in there as you can the fair, right?
What's the capacity for this?
I reckon that with the outside area, between maybe as many as 300 with the outside area as well,
right.
And inside. And that's utilising everything, including the street. People might be watching from the street as well.
Is the pub closed itself on Saturday night? I doubt it.
No, it's being set on for the whole. It's only for the Bangstock Festival. So
right.
I think I'm not 100% sure. So please don't quote me on this. But I think if you want to go to the pub, then you have to pay the 300 baht for the ticket to get into it.
Anyway, right. Even if you're not...
That makes sense. Just cut and dry.
Yeah. Okay, well...
Okay. So when I say we're going there for the music, we're going there for the food.
The pig roast.
Well, also, I think, Pleonchit Fair was also a meeting place. You haven't seen someone for ages, yeah?
Yeah.
So you've got all this going on. What kind of music are the bands playing? Is it jazz? Is it
No, not really jazz. We've got rock and pop, we've got blues, and we've got...
They do a nice version of Dire Straits, one of them. I can't remember which band it is.
Okay, so that's it. Rock, pop and blues, really.
Yeah.
Not so much jazz.
And what about, is there an area where, dancing? Or, I'm not saying you've got a set...
It depends on how many people we get that are going to buy tickets and come and support it. Now, I'd prefer it to be no dancing rooms, so we get more people for coming to enjoy the fair.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is make your space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, you don't have to dance on the floor anyway. You just dance wherever you are.
Yeah.
Or
sway.
Let's just hope the protesters don't come down your way Saturday night.
Absolutely, yeah.
I haven't seen any schedule around there. It's normally the other side of town.
Whose idea was this to start this Bangstock event?
Okay, Bangstock. Les Walsh called me up because I did the I did the Pleonchit Fair last year, and Les was one of the people there. So I was contacting him. I booked him and several other bands last year. And Les said, look, we're not going to do the Pleonchit Fair this year. We need to do something, get something to get some money to give to them because of the shortfall
from
that
an
they'll
event,
be. Yeah. And it was Les's idea, and I came on board immediately. I thought it was a great idea as well, because I enjoy. Even though it's hard work, I really enjoyed it.
Big up to Paul Jackson, who's been doing it for years.
Yes.
You've now stepped into his shoes.
Yes.
Have you been in contact with him regularly?
Yes.
Every day in the last 3 weeks.
Not really, no, because I do it. When he was still here, the last one he was here that he did was the Pleonchit Fair at the embassy. The last time at the embassy,
okay.
and so I was his assistant, if you like, for that, and I learned how to do everything that time. So basically, I can do everything myself now that he did. But I do still contact Paul regularly because he has a magazine called Bangkok Expats, which is an online magazine, and I do writing for that as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So we'll come on to we'll expand on that in a moment. But do you think this could actually become something regular?
We're hoping. We're hoping it will.
I think it should. I mean, yes, okay, Pleonchit Fair is a family thing. This is, you said, can kids go? But if I'm going out for a few drinks and
well, it depends what time of the day,
I wouldn't bring my kids unless they were 16 plus. I think it could turn into something. I think Bangkok needs this.
And I think it could be done easily because the Pleonchit Fair is the big one, the big organisation, 1 year to organise it. Whereas this one, with no disrespect, wouldn't need that as much organisation because you haven't got so many vendors.
It's not as easy as you'd imagine.
No, as I said, with all due respect, but you haven't got 40 vendors coming into that place like you've got to deal with in the Pleonchit Fair.
The logistics are easier for this one.
The same, actually. The entertainment's probably identical for the work.
But it's something. The organisation of it. I mean, I used to run for charity the comedy.
You used to run,
right? Well, I organised the charity side. The hard part was to do. It was.
He needs to do more running. Look at this.
Have you got? Oh Christ! I'm not going to say anything. Eat more, son. Anyway, so with regard to sponsors, did you get sponsors? You haven't had a lot of time to organise this because you only knew 5 weeks ago this could actually happen.
Well, we've only actually been doing this for 3 weeks.
Right.
Just a bit over 3 weeks. And we have got some sponsors on board.
Still room for more.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you look online, you'll see some sponsorship forms. If you look online,
if you're going somewhere, you just take your hat up.
Wherever he lays his hand.
I was worried about the lights, dazzling people.
Right, okay. That's true.
Yeah. So just quickly, because we'll try and get this show out as quickly as possible. Obviously, this is not live, so so you can say.
We want to get as many people as possible to come to this and support the charities for the Pleonchit Fair. Right. That's what we need to get done.
Right. Okay. And sponsors, if there are sponsors out there, they can contact you.
They can see a Facebook page, Bangstock Music Festival. It's a Facebook page with a link to donations if you can't go for the charities or to buy the ticket. And also there are T-shirts in all sizes from small up to elephant size, yes. Sorry about this, Andy.
Don't forget, he's in charge of the post-editing, so you gotta watch this guy.
We've known each other a long time. I think he'll accept that better than.
Well, that is a good point to go to. Okay, and all that's going to be in the video description underneath. So all the links.
All the links, fine. That's great.
So a little bit about you.
Yeah.
So you're
my question.
32. Well, I'm just 32 years ago. You came here.
Right.
We met 32 years ago.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was.
I'd like to see a picture of you. 32 years ago.
I've got pictures. I had brown curly hair.
Get the picture up.
And I was really skinny.
Can we put that skinny? Can we get the picture up?
No. Anyway, and then we went to. Then we all went to. I worked at Business in Thailand. The magazine.
Yeah.
And brought in you were a writer, and that was the start of your writing career. And now
I started my journalism career in Thailand, and thank you very much for that, because I've expanded upon that. I've worked with the Thai in Flight magazine. Now I'm doing work with Big Chili, Expat Life in Thailand.
Paul Jackson's, I keep forgetting the name of his
Bangkok Expats.
Bangkok Expats.
Okay.
You do a regular one there?
I do what's going on, and I help with what's going on in Bangkok, because he doesn't always know what's going on when he's all the way over there. So I let him know what's going on, and I write 1 or 2 stories sometimes. I wrote a story about my cafe, and he printed that for me as well.
Okay. Right, so that cafe is in Soi Ari 1, yeah?
Ari Soi 1,
the English cafe.
My cafe, Martin's English Cafe. Right. Beautiful stuff. Homemade. Everything's homemade by an English baker. And if you haven't been down there yet, you want to come down, and you'll make it a regular haunt if you do go. I'm sure you will.
Before, because you may not know Robin's work, and I'll say this because it sounds better coming from me. When you met Andrew and started work for him, he said to you, send in...
Working with me, not for me.
Send in some of your work, right? Some of the...
No.
Not exactly. No, he's only recently read some of my work.
Right. Yeah. So basically we were chatting about something, because I had some copywriting opportunities and things like that, and I was speaking, and he said, I'll send you some stuff. Yeah.
All right, So
I said, I thought you'd send us just a story, but it's 6 stories. So I looked at it and I go, I'm going to find time to read this. Yeah. So anyway, I finished work and I was sitting down at the computer and sort of looking at it. Oh, I'll read at this. Well, I read the first one. I could not put it down.
Yeah, there you go. So that was going back to if you don't know what Robin does.
6 stories.
Yeah.
Well, I always knew what he did, but I hadn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't say, "Oh, which magazine send me the article." You just
surely you're up for a book now. When's the book
Absolutely,
man.
And all journalists have a book in them. And my God, the book that I will write, definitely, I've got so much material here and written down, but I haven't done it yet. I'm still working. I've got a house now. My mother unfortunately passed away, and I rented my house out for a while. I bought a house in Bangkok. It's in my daughter's name.
All right.
It's in a lovely area, nice and quiet. So when I do stop working, which I don't want to stop yet, I'll sit down and I'll write a book for sure, definitely.
Okay, we're going to close, but my last thing I say is, Andrew, have you got any more questions?
No.
That's 2 in a row.
That's 2 in a row.
Yes, that's good, which means the interview's gone well. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Great.
And thank you for viewing. And thanks again to all the subscribers. It means such a lot to us. And if you can like and share the video, that'd be great. Look out for the Masonic one is still going strong as well, Secret Societies.
Yeah.
And then the last one we did, which was with Brian Flowers and the Wish Group.
About bars and
going out. We've got a tattoo going out with a special
twist. Which has already gone out by the time you watch this.
Which you've watched it. So this is a part 2.
And then we've got coming up, we've got one to do with mental health. So we'll be having
You're
that
perfect
coming
for
up
that.
as well. Yeah, yeah.
I thought we okay. All right then.
Executive decision.
Yeah, from all of us, cheers, bye-bye, wherever the camera is.
Cheers.
Yeah. Happy Christmas.